Let's get into it. We got some expected tier list placement here. We've got some Kanye West. I'm a huge Kanye West fan. And we got some factual soda tier list here. Yeah, and something else I noticed today, just to get into this a little bit. This would be absolutely crazy. Capcom versus Square Enix. CVSQ. I guess it would be CVSE. I need to fix that. This would be absolutely insane. I don't even know who some of the Square Enix people are, but I'd be willing to. I mean, if we got a versus game of some kind, if we got a versus game of some, this is the one. So, big rumor going around. Tifa's going to be in 6. This was a little bit of a. Damn, out of water already. This guy's saying it should be like this, not like. Okay. I don't know. It's a little. Yes, Roof. Yes, we need to talk about it. So this right here, the new head of Xbox, and some guy named Matt Booty, with Kojima. Damn, people are hating. This is. There's a combination of things here that I think are interesting. So he got, apparently, I'm assuming this is. Oh, damn it, only. Damn. This is the new Xbox, I'm assuming. Hanging out here, but then 9:41 p.m. yesterday, yeah. And then this is 6 minutes before. What is Kojima doing hanging out with Xbox and Valve? What's going on here? What is... What is going on here? Again, my humble take is that somehow he got involved with the new Xbox. And there's something going on between Xbox, Xbox, Steam, and Valve. There's something going on. Let's not forget Xbox announced their new project, and they said that it was going to be the blend of PC and console. So I don't know. Seems a little, but this is the important stuff right here. This right here, where she's like, oh, be so sick. Anyway, let's get into this. So we're gonna base this obviously objectively here. Yeah, we're just gonna do this based on character design, character moves, or like. So right off bat, who? I can't even look at this list and decide who's the best. Okay. I actually found him to be very fun in 4, but this is gonna have to go like right there. I'm sorry. Fun character, but nah. Design wise, it's not gonna hit. Not hitting at all. Who else is bottom of the barrel here? There's a lot. I think Ryu's got to go. Ryu's got to go right here because he's middle of the road every single time in everything that he ever does. So he's not over the top. His design isn't crazy, but he's where he needs to be. And if I'm going to put him here, then Ken has to be like right there, right? Yeah. This one's kind of hard. Design wise, bottom of the barrel. Seth. Do they have the OG Seth on here? No, they're going with Street Fighter 5 Seth. 11. Yeah, another. No, they did not. They did not put the other Seth in here. Seth is probably like right here. Just for being the most identifiable. You know, some people would say him, but no, I think the most identifiable character is it's classic design. You can't just not put that there. I'm gonna have to. A lot of people are gonna hate me for that, but these guys are designed very. Actually, let's get some. Hmm. Dan. You have to go down there with Seth. DiCapri. Another classic, iconic character here, but I feel like her design is a little less identifiable than Chun-Li is just when people who don't know anything about Street Fighter, if they just have seen one thing, they've seen something with Chun-Li. So Yin and Yang, for me personally, design-wise, they're just cool, man. They just look cool. I would actually put Yang ahead of Yoon, but Yoon's still pretty cool and stuff. Yeah. Honda, love him as a character. Okay. In the same sense, a lot of people might disagree with this, but I think Blanca goes up here. We're going to do this in order. I think, no, Seth's definitely higher than Dan. Oh no, if we're doing this in order. 11, 12 is bottom of the barrel. Scott, I think is going to be upper here with Ryu. Classic, awesome design, but just nothing really to write home about. And in the same weird way, so we have Ryu and Ken. I feel like Adon then has to, I think his design is just better than Sagat's. Yeah, this is a wild looking list. I feel like he has to go in the middle of the barrel too, Mr. Bruce Lee, man. So my go-to character, let's see. Design wise, probably like I'd actually put Fei Long below him, but I couldn't probably put him above Ryu and Sagat. Sean about the same. I would actually put Sean above Fei Long. Aki has got to be up here. Her design is very... It's just Fang, but just better. And actually, now that reminds me, where is this guy? This guy. I think his design's better than 11 and 12, but yeah. G. I'm gonna go with. He's got to be up here. He's got to be up there. Trying to think if there's any. I do see one that I think is S tier. Yeah. Yep. Damn, this is rough. All right, who's bottom of the barrel? Who's basic? Either basic bitch ass design or way too overcomplicated. Let's see. Go. I think. All right, I think we all know where Guile goes, but we'll skip over him for now. I would want to put him there, but his character's too identifiable to do that. It's making me realize how good these designs all are. Guy to me is one that could probably go right here. Ingrid is... skip over that for now. Karine. See, this is where I think Maki is C, because only because Karine is B. And for the same reasons of 11 and 12, I feel like Necro has to go down here, but he's higher than... Yeah, he's higher than these just because he does have some sort of unique... And it's not even 11 or 12's fault. They're just the characters they are. So, let's see. Feel like Alex has got to go middle of the road. He's nothing impressive, but he is higher than Karen. Gil is probably right up here. Nothing more to be said. Where is it? So I'm a little confused on what to do here because I feel like these two go down here. Kage, the design... Now, Kage as a character sucks, but design-wise... If I put Ryu here, then Kage's got to go. And actually, for that same reason, he's probably going to go a little higher than Cammy. Remy is super basic bitch ass Guile wannabe. So you got right there. As much as I love Makoto, she's got to go down here too. El Forte is very basic. Probably above Rufus, though. Man, a lot of these 6 characters to me are Bs. I'm just looking at some of these, like... Kimberly is actually very... She might be up here. She is hip-hop the character. Jamie, another one. I feel like they did very well with this guy. Lily is... Can't quite put her that low. . All right, let's actually, now that I'm looking at this, let's eliminate the we're not going to do, this is technically Evil Ryu, we all know it, but we're not going to do Violent Ken or Evil Ryu. Like let's just throw these guys at the bottom here, the ones we're not going to do. Let's see. We're not going to do the dolls, because they're all just copies of each other. I thought I saw some. DiCaprio is a different case. She actually looks a little different than those ones. Same with Falk. I think that's all the doll. Gok and Akira, Ed, Rashid, Mai. I think. We're not going to count these two because they're from different games. Some of these guys are so, like Joe. Yeah, he's. Mike. Oh my god. Yeah, basically all the Street Fighter 1 characters are bottom of the barrel. Rashid, design-wise, has actually got to probably be up here. The S tier. Just a very cool take on like a Arabian high-tech dude. Oh yeah, Shinakuma's not been goes in the class with these two. Oni actually put up here. Amazing concept idea of a character. Goken. Goken's got a B on B. Solid design. Bison. I want to put Bison at S so bad, but I think he's just got to. Once we get all these guys on here, we'll start shifting around. Honda, man, I can't put you any higher than B, but I don't want to put you at D. Yeah, Honda, you're gonna have to go to C. Again, probably A. Just because if you look at him from farther away, he looks like basic ass old man, but then he's got the whited out eyes, he's got like scars, he's sick or injured, whatever you want to call it. Mika. Ingrid's probably another one I have to put at B just because you never know what she's going to look like. Oh, where is he? I just saw Eagle. Where is the other? Relento. Eagle and Relento are both like. Actually, I put Eagle a little higher design wise. Relento is kind of basic military guy with a stick. I have to. Design wise, yeah. Kali was just a different beast. Ibuki is probably a C. Who are like the ones that are like C's? Like, there's nothing special about them, but they're not terrible. For me personally, I'd put Lucia there. Bulk is there. Fan favorite, but I think Akira's there too. Ed's probably a low B. What do you guys think? Bottom of the barrel, or I'll go there to be safe. What do you guys think about this? I actually really like his design, but if I'm comparing him to these, I don't think he matches up. Then he's got the change where he goes into his under. I don't want to, but you know what I mean. Yeah. Luke is not trash, but he's not great. Abigail, I probably have to. Surprising, I think this guy goes up here. Tires around his arms, and I mean, it's just unique. Abel's another one, not terrible. Love the character, but it's probably gonna go right here. Guile goes up here. He just does. What do you guys think about Balrog? Where should this guy go? He seems like basic boxer man, but I don't know. Solid B. Birdie, I've probably got to throw him an S. Where did I put? If G is A, then Q's got to be B then. JP, I would put it on the same level, weirdly, even though I hate him, as Bison, so he's got to go A. Nash is another one that goes up to A. Not terrible, but not great. And I think he is about in the same boat there. Zangief is bottom of the barrel. I wouldn't put him as low as that. He's better than El Forte, which I think Rufus is. Yeah. I think Dudley gets an A. Dudley gets a solid A tier. Zeku, I probably got to put up here. He has two different designs. His young design looks like Strider, so. Where did I put Rose anywhere yet? I think Rose is B, but not then's got to go A. I just like her design better than. Colleen is probably at the top of the bottom tier. Nothing special. Jury is a very interesting. I think she goes solid A. Yeah, I can't put her higher than A. Pecan is. I can't put him in S, but yeah, yeah, right there. Hold on, let me fix my. There it goes. Oro's a solid A. Old man, ancient man carrying a turtle. Some of these older ones are harder to. Because you're thinking about the legacy of them, but then you don't want to disrespect them. But at the same time, Zangief, I can't put him any higher than here because, damn, man, you're just big, bulky muscle man with underwear. And then SF1, yeah. I think for the same reasons these guys are up here, I can't. These guys' looks are just too recognizable. And out of all the Shotos, I think Akuma has the best design. He's got to go up there too. Mika's designed only slightly better than Zangief to me. No, I think she's... Yeah. These aren't in order yet. I'm just placing them in the section. Saddam. Saddam is a solid A. No, he's a solid B. Sakura's probably gonna go C. Bottom of C. Cody is a solid A. Very unique design, very unique concept. Even with his suit, he's still got the handcuffs on or broken off. All right, last one is Elena, and I think she's probably. Hold on, let me fix this. Yeah, she's probably like mid C somewhere. Like I said, these guys are all different versions of every. I'm not going to do those or the basic dolls. They're just different hair colors. And then these two aren't. I can't technically place these guys because they're not technically. Even though where is she? Where's the one chick? Lucia, no. Even though Akira, should I take Akira out? Yeah, I think I have to take Akira out. She falls in the same line as these two. All right, let's start at the bottom, work our way up. I move this down here. I gotta focus. Who is the absolutely worst designed character in all of Street Fighter? I think it's between these two. I think it's between those two. And I'm actually going to say Joe's dead last just because at least with 12 he's like in a weird alien thing, but and then 11's just shortly behind him. Mike has got to go just below there. Retsu, who's the Street Fighter? Who's the best Street Fighter 1 design? I think Geki is actually the best design because he's the only one that has any sort of character to him. He's like a ninja that throws stars there. And he's annoying as hell to fight. If anybody's played Street Fighter 1, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, so after them, I think I have to go Necro because he's like a 11 or 12, but he's just got a little bit more suspenders. Yeah, the suspenders. It's the suspenders. Damn, this is rough. and it's weird to say because he's one of the most recognizable. But I think Zangief is next. He's just bulky man in underwear. Let's see. This design's bad, but it's not uninteresting. Yeah, I think Armika's right behind Zangief. Rufus right after that. Actually, Remy or Rufus? Actually, I think Armika's actually a little bit better designed than El Fuerte. And I probably do like Rufus's design a little bit better than Remy's. So I'm going to throw him up there. Between Colleen and Fong, who is the king of bottom tier? I think Fong is the king of the shitty designs. And Joe's just the worst because he's just a guy. So yeah. Moving on up. Who's the epitome of not bad, but he's got the steam arms. I'm not sure. Who's the worst of C tier here? Falk. I think Falk is down here. Start narrowing some stuff down. People who I just really do not like. And Dan's down there too. Maki. Guy is definitely down there. And Laura's definitely down there as well. I think Elena can be included in that worst group. Sakura. Hugo to an extent, but he's big guy. Makes Zangief look small, so it's, and his hair is all totally 80s. I hate to do this because I love this character, but she's gotta go low too. I actually find Lucia very, very boring. I think she's down here as well. I think the best of C. I think Seth stays here. I think Seth's design is probably the best of C. Relento's probably next. I think Honda, I love him as a character again, but just very... I guess I want to put Abel, but I can't. I think Ibuki's right there. Abel's right there. And it's Poison. Oh, no, I think I put Poison's design a little bit ahead of Abel's. Hugo. All right. Makoto's probably... Damn, this is... The bottom of the barrel is hard. Hmm. Maki. Guy. I think I put Dan. Dan is probably at the very bottom, actually. I think this looks good for C tier. I think that looks good. All right. Let's go to the average Joes here. I don't know that Ryu is going to move from this spot. For the same reason that these guys aren't going to be moving from this tier. He's Ryu. Design-wise, though, I think Rose is up there. If we're talking about Street Fighter design, he's got to be up there. Right now, Fei Long's the cutoff for the good ones. Or, Billy's design, not bad. Who's the worst? Eagle. I think Eagle's the worst here. T-Hawk gets a little bit of a bump because he's a weird alternative take on Zangief. Q actually has to probably get moved up a little bit. Marissa might get moved up as well, just because I don't think we've ever seen like a Roman. Ed's design, yeah, considering it changes, and sometimes he wears the hoodie, but then when he's under Bison's control, he's wearing this kind of stuff. So yeah, I think he's actually got to move up quite a bit. I'd actually put him ahead of Alex. I don't. Yeah, I can't put him ahead of Sagat. Yeah, that's about. Ryu, Sagat, Ed, Alex, Sodom, Rose, DJ. I think Fei Long's ahead of Sean. Lily, Q, Karine. Yeah, I think B tier looks good. Let's get to the start moving on up. I just can't get over how cool I think he's actually weirdly, even though he's such an insignificant character in the grand scheme of things, he's just so cool looking. He's probably got to be up there. I don't know if I could put Ken above him. Dudley's got to get moved up. Cody's got to get moved up. Hockey. G. Gil. Bison. Bison's probably... Yeah. Actually, I'd put him a little ahead of a Ken as well. I like Adon, but I don't know if he's better designed than somebody like Nash. JP. Yeah, I think Adon might be the bottom of the barrel here. And Cody's probably right about there. Dudley. Damn, Cammy's getting moved down quick. I think she stays right there. Yes. No. Sure, draw the line. Kage, Bison, Ken, Cody. I actually think Cody's cooler than Ken. Dudley. Aki. Aki's design is actually really sick. I just don't know if I can move him past some of these more iconic. DiCaprio. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with this. This looks good. All right. Now the actual top of the barrel here. I don't know if anybody's gonna be able to. Hmm. I just like his spiky hair. I think he goes right here. Akuma's gotta go. I think he goes right here. I just really dig Jamie's design. I'm gonna have to put him ahead of Kimberly, even though Kimberly is Miss Hip Hop. Rashid. I think Birdie's actually got to go pretty high. I think I actually put Birdie ahead of Jamie. I think that's where I'm at. I think that's where I'm at, chat. It's time. You know, this is gonna be hard because if you're saying D tier means it was trash, I don't know that there's. Never mind. Let's just get S out of the way. I like that they included Yandi. Yes. Stick these two together. Stick these two together. Down to 2. could see Ghost and this has to be together. This is sort of by itself now because this is up here. I'm gonna put this at S, but then if, to be honest with you, even though this is no, I can't do that. I feel like this has got to go up here. This is... Let's not fool ourselves into thinking this was a full project. This is probably... Wait, which one was... Hold on. I cannot confirm nor deny. Vultures 2 was the single guy standing there. I think that's where I'm at. This is arguably the greatest hip hop album ever made. There's a reason everyone says, but he made Graduation though. Greatest collaboration album arguably ever made. Greatest debut album and genre changing at the same time. And the only reason I kind of want to slide this down here is because this is just a better version of this, but it didn't have the impact that this had. This is just more of this, but just a little bit better. It's like, for that reason, I'm just going to slide it down here. This changed just as much as something like this changed, but just not in the same way. And I feel like it was also the perfect blend between this and this. I think this is his most underrated piece of work. The Life of Pablo was just perfection. My personal favorite album of his is Jesus, but I can't, as far as his greatest, I can't, even though it's my favorite, I can't put it above any of these. And I just this has to be up here, but I don't know that I could put it any higher either. And for that same reason, though, you know what? I kind of want to switch these two. I think that's where I'm at. Again, arguably, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy was the greatest hip hop album ever made. Graduation, again, he can say whatever he wants, but at the end of the day, he did make Graduation. He did make Graduation. Greatest hip hop collaboration album of all time, greatest debut album and genre changing album. This album is the most genre changing of anything I can think of to date in their own respective music genre. Without this or Kid Cudi, we don't have the music that we have today in any genre. It doesn't matter what genre it is. Most underrated album of all of his discography, should be up there. I don't care what anybody says. My personal favorite Kanye album of all time, but I know it's just not artistically better than these. Out of these ones, though, I might be biased towards this just because these are my two favorite artists on one album. I don't know though. I feel like I'm gonna catch the fury of everyone alive if I don't do something like this. I'm gonna probably catch the fury of many people just for not putting this up here, but again, I just feel like this is just this, but just a little bit better, but it didn't have the impact. It didn't have the impact this did, so. I don't know that I could put this above this either. I definitely think I've got to unshield my eyes clouded by hate and realize that even though this is probably my second favorite Kanye piece of work ever, this is probably not as high as Donda or Bully. Vultures or Donda 2. Actually, now that I'm looking at this, I think this is good where it's at. I think I might also catch some strays for putting this so low, but let's not pretend like this was not just an unfinished piece of work. Amazing as it was as an album, and then the only album I think Kanye has ever put out that was like Vultures 2 was just not it. Yeah, I think this list is where it needs to be. You guys on TikTok or Twitch or Kick or YouTube land have any opinions? You let me know. Yeah, that's where that one's at. Last one. And I had to add onto this because this automatically gets pushed up. I'm not going to include ones that I haven't. Yeah, let me push all the ones that I haven't had to the back. What is this? Oh. What is... I think this can just be... Yeah, I don't think this needs to be on there. Never had it, heard a lot about it. Don't even know what that is. Never had it. All right, let's knock out some of these. Nobody likes ginger ale. Mm, 7-Up right there with Mountain Dew. I don't know what that is. At some point, hold on. I'm looking at all these Mountain Dews. The only ones to me that really taste different enough to be on their own thing is Baja Blast and Code Red. I'm looking at these pictures and I'm like, what's the difference? Mug is just, in every way, shape, or form, Mug is a superior Mountain Dew to A&W. I don't care who says otherwise. Is there any F tiers? Like ones that are worse than Coke, but better than something like Squirt? This goes down here. If we're saying this is diet soda, maybe that goes there. But then they have Dr. Pepper here, so Diet Dr. Pepper's pretty fire, but Diet Mountain Dew is probably the worst diet soda. Mr. Pibb is probably right here too. Bards. Solid, but not better than A&W. I will give it to Mellow Yellow. Right below Sprite. Oh, this is down here. What is this? Classic vanilla? Oh no. Bottom of the barrel. Pineapple Fanta. I can't even include it because I've never had it. That just sounds disgusting. Sunkissed. Never had this either, so I can't include it. I've had this. It's trash. Again, I don't even know what to do with these because I look at them and I see this, I taste the same thing. And they're all just... Put them all like right here. What is the worst? Cherry Coke is definitely the worst. Followed closely behind Cherry Pepsi and Canada Dry. Squirt. Actually, this is probably the worst. Somehow they made a... yeah. I put Dr. Pepper ahead of... I'm not going to do that just because I don't know if they're talking about Dr. Pepper here or Mountain Dew. If we're talking about Dr. Pepper, this might move up. If we're talking about Dr. Pepper, this moves up to A. But in general, Diet Soda goes down there. Coke is in a class of its own of mediocrity. Probably have to put 7-Up a little ahead of Mountain Dew here. I think Mountain Dew is better than all these generic. Taste the same flavors. All right, Pepsi, Code Red. I think I actually like Barb's better than Code Red. Like that better. Yeah, it's about where that's at. This is actually probably... Can't put it higher than Sprite. Fanta. No disrespect to Mellow Yellow, but it can't deal with Fanta Orange. These are just iconic. Mug is where it needs to be. Dr. Pepper's where it needs to be. At the very top. But unfortunately for Dr. Pepper, there's only one soda that reigns supreme over all others, and that is That boy right there. Tahitian treat. You can't if you haven't blessed yourself with the flavors of the island in carbonated beverage form, I implore you. It will change your life and the way you think about soda. And I don't even drink soda anymore, but this is the one I will break that for. And sometimes Dr. Pepper and mug. The rest of these I will not drink. But if it's this, sometimes this, I'll make an exception. Yeah. Damn, that took up all my time. I didn't even get to 7. Well, as always, I hope you guys have a great night. And catch you hopefully tomorrow.